Hey, and what's up, guys? I'm Alex Blonsky. I'm the community manager for New World Interactive, and what you just saw was our trailer released this morning. It was our Gamescom trailer, kind of like a, I don't know, almost like a final hype trailer for the game. We might put out another trailer or two, something like that, or there's some more featurettes, but want to give you guys some hype. It's Gamescom season for anybody that's in the US and isn't in EU. Gamescom is one of the biggest game shows in the world. A lot more people there than E3, and E3 was huge. I was at E3 this year. We've got Michael Suhas, who is our lead game designer for Insurgency SANDSTORM there, along with Johnny Higgins, who is our PR guy, our marketing guy. And yeah, they're showing off the game there to lots of excited people. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of that first. So this was actually like a player that was checking out some of the booth over at Gamescom from our official channel. You have a lineup waiting for it. It's kind of the same amount of lineup that we had for the E3 one. I think Johnny was saying that it went 3 rows deep for SANDSTORM for Gamescom, so that's pretty cool. A couple more things of our booth empty before the show starts, and yeah, kind of like right across, it's hard to see here, but right across here from the Nintendo booth, if you're planning on going this weekend. And yeah, this is how busy it gets. It gets really crazy if you're actually working a consumer show. When I did my first one at E3, I couldn't believe the amount of how tired I was. We had all these plans to do stuff after the show was done, but we always went back to the hotel or Airbnb and just fell asleep. So yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, to get back to it. Wanted to go over a few things. So we are exactly a week away from our next pre-order beta, which lasts from August 30th till September 18th, which is the launch of SANDSTORM. So 3 weeks. Only way that you guys get into the beta is by pre-ordering the game. So we have been making in the background this last couple weeks improvements on optimization and bug fixes and that sort of thing. So we've been testing those out on our internal builds, and I'll be doing a little bit of gameplay inside of our internal build a bit later. I've been noticing some performance improvements, some bug fixes, that sort of thing. So yeah, team is busy at work getting that stuff done. But yeah, we're excited to let you guys get your hands on the game as we get closer. So in terms of the format for the stream today, I think we're gonna do kind of the regular format I've been running for a while, which is I'll be doing some questions, we'll do some gameplay, then we'll go back to some questions near the end of the stream. So if you guys want to throw some questions in the chat, I'll try to get to as many as possible. If they are a bit repetitive, I might not answer the ones for people that showed up a little bit later, or who knows. If we get the same ones over and over again, maybe we'll have to do that. So yeah, throw your questions in chat, and I will get to them. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll back up. Alex, how come you're not at Gamescom? Well, we didn't need everybody for the booth. I guess the big difference between this one and other game shows that we've done, like E3, is E3 we had a ton of journalists that we set up, and we set up for SANDSTORM recently. We set up gameplay tests for journalists, so they've gotten kind of a hands on the game. So this one has been more of like a consumer focused one. You always need a lot of people handling the booth, but it was definitely a crazy scene at E3, and I'm assuming the guys are really working hard over at Gamescom right now. Let's see. How does the optimization look at the moment? Did it improve a lot? Yeah. So for me, I was gaining quite a bit of performance. We're still working out. It seems like a lot of our issues are tied to like CPU based. I'm on actually an older CPU. I'm on a 2600K. So I believe that was released in 2011. It's still like a really good CPU. It's one of the best like performance over time CPUs that has actually ever been released. So I've been pretty happy with it, but it's still a 7-year-old CPU. I do have a newer graphics card. I've got a 1070, and yeah, performance for me is improved quite a bit. And we've every update and every test build that we've been putting out, we're seeing performance go up. So yeah, it's been pretty good. But you guys will get to see some of those performance improvements for beta 2. Let's see. Will the second beta be focused more on weapon, speed, balance, etc.? So second beta, we're going to still look at anything. We're like if there's bug reports, doing server testing. But generally with beta 2, you'll be getting everything inside of the game. And obviously, like for launch isn't the only time that we continue to adjust things like balance or weapon adjustments. We'll continue to update that stuff in the future if you guys have feedback during that period of time. Obviously, it's the longest continual public test that we'll get, so we'll get a lot of feedback out of it, and we'll hope to make changes during that beta period. During our last beta, which only ran 4 days, we got out, I think it was 1 or 2 hot fixes, including one that fixed performance a lot. So yeah, we'll continue to do that over time, and obviously get as much respond to as much feedback as possible. Let's see. For modding, will there be vehicle support? It would be cool if you have the community make custom maps and vehicles. Yeah, so custom maps are a thing that we're planning to add, and vehicles, adding ourselves to the Steam Workshop. But yeah, people should be able to mod in whatever they want. Not all the stuff will be there right from launch, but hopefully soon after. Let's see. How long will NDA last? I guess you're referring to the NDA for the alpha. Alpha test NDA lasts until basically we say so. I mean, what we really don't want out there is old bugs or unfinished gameplay out there just to show it, and that being like representative of the game. Starting, well, I guess next week, exactly a week from now, you guys will be playing the game proper if you've ordered it. So from now on, I mean, any footage is kind of representative of the final game. Obviously, there will be some bugs in the beta build that we'll go through and be fixing, but yeah, I think we're going to be keeping the all the stuff that was in alpha under NDA. Let's see, what's going on with the character animations? Are they getting to be worked during the game's release? Yeah, so there has been changes to character animations, and there will be continue to be changes. It's not like our modelers or animation guys get to rest during after the game's launch or leading up to the game's launch. So yeah, they'll continue to improve animations as much as possible during that period. We did make a few animation tweaks even during the last pre-order beta, which only lasted 4 days. So yeah, we'll continue touching it. Let's see. Anime voice mod. Depends if somebody comes out with it. We did have a pretty hilarious anime voice mods for the last game. I would love to see the community do some hilarious stuff. We did have some really funny stuff that people came out with last time. We featured those a lot on previous live streams for Day of Infamy and for Insurgency. So definitely go check those out. If you go out, look up anime Insurgency, and yeah, you'll find some pretty hilarious pretty hilarious gameplay. How will transitioning from beta 2 to full game work? So basically, if you've pre-ordered the game, you can install the beta, and like it basically come back up when you try playing it. So you check your Steam. What's the best way to explain this? You check your Steam library, wherever you've bought the game from. You can install it during the beta, and we'll continue to upgrade it, and should be the same install that we use for the live game. Basically, the beta is going to be the upgraded and continue to be upgraded version of what we use for the live game. Why no ambush at the mode at the moment? Well, a few reasons. We wanted to concentrate on the game modes people played the most. Ambush is not played by even you could say like a small minority of our players. There are a couple servers that are constantly filled, and we obviously have a large vocal feedback from the ambush community. But the other thing is that we don't want to have too many game modes that we have not refined as much as possible. So I know even inside of the ambush community, there's a lot of feedback that we've gotten in terms of what people want to see from ambush in general. Adding game modes doesn't necessarily make a game better. It fractures the amount of people that are playing specific modes and specific game types. And makes it so that that servers are less populated for specific game modes. So we want to continue to develop game modes in the future. Ambush is one we have looked at internally in the background, and we have some ideas. The community has some ideas for it, but we'll have to prioritize adding game modes like ambush or even new game modes versus getting out new content or making adjustments to current game modes. So no promises, but it is something that we have looked at. Let's see. Does the NVIDIA logo mean that it will have ray tracing or some improvement? I don't think we've worked too much internally on the ray tracing stuff. I know it's something that there was a big talk during NVIDIA's panel for the launch of their new graphics cards, but yeah, I don't know if it's something that we've been looking at. From what I've heard, all the stuff that they've been testing and looking at is kind of all up in the air in terms of beta, and right now all we're looking at is fixing bugs and performance optimization, so we're not even thinking about it yet. A vast majority of people that are going to be playing our game aren't going to be on the brand new graphics cards for a while, and yeah, if it's something that we can add to the game and can get optimized for these new cards, that's something we will do. Will there be more maps in the next beta testing? We only have 2 maps, I thought, in the beta. I think the last beta had 3 maps, but yeah, I believe the next beta should have the maps that will be released in the final game, which is 6. We have been working on more maps in the background and have tested more maps as well, so there will be more coming down the pipe. But yeah, should be 6 for the next beta. All the ones included inside of the final game. Will you add more weapons? Of course, we've added more weapons to all of our games as free content updates, and yeah, we'll continue to do so. We've had a lot of feedback in terms of weapons people want to see in the game. There's weapons that our development team has wanted to have in the game for a while, attachments, sights, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we'll continue to add them. Like I said, our modelers and our animation guys, even for weapons, they don't get to take breaks either. I'm guessing that is PS4 release date. This game looks like Medal of Honor 2010, and I'm interested. Well, hopefully the graphics don't look like Medal of Honor 2010. But yeah, in terms of PlayStation or console release date, It should be out sometime next year. We don't have an exact date nailed down because still working on concentrating on releasing this game as final for PC. But yeah, we'll be working on it right after we're done finishing up the PC release. Let's see. A feature, you guys going to introduce new features, or are you sticking to adding new guns, etc.? Well, I think of how like a game development team would work. You have guys with a ton of different specialties. Kind of like I said, like you have modelers and animation guys. It's not like we have just 40 general developers that are going in, touching the game engine, and then going into animation or doing like level design. Everybody has their own specific skill set. So everybody will be continue to work on stuff inside of their individual area. So yeah, we'll be adding new features. Our game design team will work with our guys that do UI and the game engine and even stuff that relates to reloading or character animations, and work together to try to release as many new features as we can. We've promised to update this game. Hopefully as much as we've updated for our games in the past. If you know us, you buy the game, you get free updates over time, and yeah, it won't be just new weapons or new maps. We'll continue to add new features. Game looking like the best shoot of this year's, but I'm worried about performance troubles. Well, I think I've mentioned this previously on stream, and we've tried to respond as many times as possible when people talk about the optimization in the last beta. But yeah, we do for beta periods, we have a kind of like a different stance on betas than a lot of other companies do. And our development cycle is definitely different than what people consider like the modern game development cycle. We're a lot more old school. So if you're into any kind of software development, typically you flesh out all the features of something first. So in my old job, we used to do a lot of like web design, and yeah, they basically flesh out the website as much as possible. And then they go back and fix performance features and bug fixes. Now, current and modern version is you put out a alpha or beta, especially like a pre-order alpha beta, 6 to 9 months before the game comes out. Some games like Dota 2, I think they were in beta for at least a couple years. So and they use those as basically like marketing vehicles for the game. For us, it's really important to use that period of time to get feedback on bug fixes, to try to narrow down optimization issues. And this was always something that we've built into our timeline for the game. Obviously, having more time to do that would be nice. But we're still on schedule in terms of what we thought we'd be for optimization and bug fixes right now. But yeah, it's really a different style of development. It's a lot more old school, but it's really the style that optimally games should be developed in, unless you're trying to get money for pre-orders or money for like if you're a new company, an indie company, and you've never released a game before and you don't have like a background in savings, you're kind of living off of credit cards. But we're not in that position. We do have like a publisher that's working on it with us on this game, and yeah, we wanted to make sure that we got the content done, and as much content done and finished as possible, and then get into the bug fixes and optimization. So yeah, I'm confident our team will be able to make improvements. They've already made improvements on the back end that you guys haven't got to see yet, but we'll get to see for the beta. And as the beta goes on, we'll continue to make improvements, and even after launch, we'll continue to make improvements as we get stuff like new drivers and we find better ways to optimize Unreal, and hopefully get it to the point where it's you get insane FPS on your system. Are you guys planning a free weekend right after launch? This would be good for you to spread the word about the game. So I don't think we're going to be doing a free weekend for our game. Typically, free weekends for any game don't happen until, I don't know, at least 6 months to a year after, depending on the game's development cycle. You'll find games that have tighter development cycles, so they release like once a year or once every 2 years. They'll put their game as a free game out earlier because they just want to get out as many copies and sell as many copies as that version, put out a new version. We're a little different. Our development cycles tend to last longer, and we do a lot more free updates and free content updates of a game over a longer period of time. So for us, free weekend isn't something that we look to do for quite a while, I think. Let's see. This game looks so refreshing compared to Battlefield 5, and I'm not sure what that one is. BO4. Any close quarters maps? We don't do specifically like close quarters maps as much as we do like maps that have like a variety between the two. There's opportunities for close quarter combat as well as like long range combat, and we want to make sure that we have a good mix between the two in similar maps so that you have differences in gameplay and you don't have one style of gameplay kind of being overpowered for specific types of maps. So yeah, we try to set up our maps to have like a big mix between the two styles and try to have enclosed areas that have important points on them as well as open areas that have important points. Alex didn't mention anything about night maps. It's not said anywhere that they will not be available. Well, I guess I've never said anything about them not be available, but they certainly not be available for launch. It's not something that we've tested internally. Something we've talked about, something we did for the previous game. Something would be pretty cool, but yeah, not something there for launch. Question, will the price drop quickly? So I went over this on a previous stream, but because we're offering like pre-order discounts, so there's the 10% off if you already own Insurgency, and then there's 10% off if you pre-order the game plus you get into the beta. That's already 20% off. I don't think that we're going to be discounting the game as heavily as we have in the past games, at least not for a while. Because we are offering discounts and discounts for long-time users and people that have put trust in us right off the bat. So the best time to get a discount and to get as much out of the game as possible is pretty much right now. You guys get into the game early, get to test it out, and yeah, get to save some money at the same time too. Other thing too is those discounts also apply to gifted copies. So if you're thinking of getting a copy for a friend and you own a copy of Insurgency, you get to save an extra 10% off on it. And for those guys that took advantage of the free weekend the other weekend, you already got the game for free, so you immediately get 10% off the game. So yeah, it's that one was a pretty sweet deal. Get a free game and you get 10% off the next game. I've had lots of questions before about Xbox One Enhance, and I forget the PlayStation version of that. But yeah, we're gonna have to go through obviously optimization for console as well as we go through testing. The terms for these enhanced programs, they're really vague. They're super vague in terms of what constitutes like an Xbox One enhanced game. Some of them can be called an Xbox One enhanced game if they run at 60 frames per second. Some can be called enhanced if they run at 4K. Some can be called enhance if they run with HDR, but there's no actual like crossover that they have to have all of them. So it's really weird. It's a really weird specification and a really weird program. I don't know where we'll land on that, because obviously we're going to have to make adjustments, and I think prioritizing FPS for an FPS game is probably a good idea, especially for multiplayer, which is our bread and butter. So we don't know where we're landing on that yet. Are the bots not going to spam explosive as much like the first beta? So yeah, that is a little bit of feedback that we've gotten, and we have made some adjustments. One of them, I believe, is that we're going to be taking down the damage, or at least an idea that the dev team thought is taking down the damage, especially for mortar strikes. But yeah, if we do see feedback like that, we will make changes to how bots work. But we do want to make sure that explosives still, hurt, that they do blow you up, that if you do stay outside of cover for too long, that you could get hit by a rocket shot. I mean, that is something that happens during multiplayer matches as well, and should happen during bot matches. So staying inside and not running out in the open is probably a good idea in terms of strategy versus bots. Any plans to slow down in-game movements, maybe sprint duration, or add weapon sway the longer you run? Yeah, so there's been lots of talk. It's really weird, though, because everybody has their own impression. People say animations are too... Some people say animations are too quick. Some people say that you move too slow. We've had feedback either way. We've even made adjustments during the alpha and beta periods based on that feedback, and have had exact swings from one side to another based on that feedback and based on those changes. So yeah, it'll be something we continue to adjust based on your feedback. But yeah, I know we're in a better place in terms of feeling, at least for me, than we were in the alpha builds, where guys were kind of running around like Speedy Gonzalez a lot of the time. So yeah, we'll continue to adjust and make it feel as good as it possibly can. Let's see. You've had a lot of servers questions as well. Can you give us some info on this? So we will release information about custom servers as we get closer to launch. I don't believe we'll be doing custom servers during the beta period, but we will be letting you guys know how to host servers and what the process is for launch. We will definitely have enough of our own servers. Servers for us kind of spawn on demand, as far as the team has told me. And you probably saw that during the free weekend period if you were playing Insurgency during that time. We went up to like hundreds and thousands of new servers that would just kind of pop up as we got more people, because we had 125,000 people playing during that time. But a part of the beta as well as kind of testing that. So yeah, we'll get that figured out, but we'll get that information to you as soon as we get it finalized and written up. Do you plan on officially supporting possible overhaul mods for Sandstorm, like how DOI started out? Any plans to also remaster DOI in Unreal Engine 3, or is there not enough interest in a World War II shooter? So the official... I mean, it really depends. What we typically do is we look to our community for ideas for maps, or not even just ideas, but even the maps in general, weapons, mods, anything that's really cool. And we'll work with those guys. Sometimes we hire them. Sometimes we'll pay them for their maps. But yeah, we'll work with those teams to try to like flesh those out and get as much of that stuff into the game as possible. I mean, DOI was an interesting proposition because it allowed us to have like a World War II atmosphere inside of like Insurgency style of gameplay. And yeah, I mean, if there's the right opportunity around out there, we might consider that a game again. But yeah, it really depends on how fully fleshed it is and how cool the idea is and what our timeline and what our interests are internally. But we'll always continue to work with the community, and because they're a really good source in terms of mapping and weapon design and all sorts of stuff like that. Let's see. Maybe a temporary free day to get people who are on the fence of buying SANDSTORM's opinion by playing it. Well, that's the thing too. People do get the feel, and like this, the refund system also gives them the feel. I would never suggest refunding a game that is in alpha or beta, simply because Steam doesn't count that towards your final purchase of the game. But people will get like a taste of it, the game, and if they don't like it, then they can always refund it. But I would never suggest refunding a game during an alpha or beta phase, because there's obviously improvements for any game company that is releasing a game. Unless the gameplay style doesn't fit you, we've had plenty of time to test out the game. Crossplay between console and PC, not something we're planning on, at least not right now. We'll have to see as we go through a lot more of the console development side. But right now, I think it's really hard generally. Like, I'm not saying that this is something that might affect our game, but generally it's really hard to balance people playing on a controller versus people playing on mouse and keyboard. You've heard a lot of games, including like PUBG in the past, when they do allow mouse and keyboard even on a console, that playing against people that are playing against a regular controller, it feels bad to play against it because the two sides aren't equal. So while it is cool to get like friends playing against each other in co-op, there's a lot of compatibility issues getting out the same build between the two different systems, console and PC. So yeah, it gets a lot more complicated, and we still are an indie studio. So I mean, that's kind of like where my mindset is on that. But yeah, if we do see an opportunity it's worth it for us, maybe it's something we pursue, and maybe we get some feedback and that's easier than I think it is. Let's see. Unreal Engine games have stuttering issue. We can see the frame time spikes in SANDSTORM benchmarks at YouTube. You guys gonna fix this, or the game going to be born dead as Rising Storm 2? Well, that's a lot of hyperbole for a sentence. You guys are going to fix it, or is this game going to be born dead? Well, it's not just an Unreal game that has stuttering issues. It's not an Unreal Engine specific thing. There's things inside of Unreal that make Unreal the Unreal Engine, and you see specific things across games, but I don't know if the stuttering issue is one of those. We did fix some of the stuttering issues that we had in a previous beta during that beta period. But yeah, I mean, we're looking for any kind of optimization in terms of the game right now. I don't know what to say about a specific stuttering issue, because I don't know what specific stuttering issue you're referring to. Why not Source Engine? It's obviously better. Well, there's a lot of things that didn't make Source Engine obviously better. Well, the good part about the Source Engine is it was very old, which meant a lot of people could run it. It did have a lot of limitations in terms of the size of the maps we could do. It had a lot of limitations in terms of putting in stuff like vehicles that worked properly, physics systems, lighting systems, even like modern support and stuff for modern graphics cards, and all these like features that we've always wanted to get inside the game but couldn't. We've talked about those a lot on previous streams when people ask about like patches for Insurgency or Day of Infamy. But yeah, there's a lot of things that Source couldn't do. Source 2 might have been an option, but right now that's only an internal Valve engine and hasn't been released publicly to third-party game developers. So yeah, I mean, it kind of makes that decision easy in terms of like the engine we're developing on. If we wanted to do stuff in the Source engine, would have continued developing on top of Insurgency, but we've already been working inside of Source for literally 14 years now. Apparently I'm getting some white noise in the background, but I think it's a bad idea to interrupt the stream to adjust audio for probably 5 minutes while I'm doing this. So sorry if you're getting some white noise, but yeah. Let's see. Do you think the ADS for scopes besides the reflex is a little slow? So I've heard stuff about the ADS. It feels different. I think the weird part for me is like it's different animation kind of leading into the aim down sight. At least that's what it feels like for me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the adjustment is for it, whether or not that animation has to change, whether they have to speed up that animation. But we have heard feedback on it, and it is something that we've looked into doing adjustments during the downtime between the two beta periods. So we'll have to see where we end up on that before the next beta starts, or even during the beta. Will your current game stats cross over to beta 2? No. Game stats get reset between alpha and beta, between beta 1 and beta 2, and then between beta 2 and launch. So stat reset for everything. In my opinion, guys, the most underrated game devs, and people need to stop crying. They will fix it. Well, I mean, some of the feedback is very legitimate, right? I mean, it's not like we didn't have a problem with some optimization issues during the previous beta period, but like I said, it's people's expectations during a beta period has changed, and what we use a beta period for isn't something that people expect out of a beta period. If we had called it like a bug testing session or something like that, then people have a lot of different expectations than when we call it a beta. But we use alphas and betas as what they're actually supposed to be used for, which is collecting data, collecting bugs, collecting feedback, and then addressing those after. So yeah, it's entirely changed. But honestly, we do appreciate your guys' feedback. Saying the game is unoptimized or saying that there are problems with it. I mean, that feedback, it's a little bit helpful, but it's not as helpful as the feedback like I have this specific system, I'm getting slowdown, especially when I see these specific objects on screen on this specific map, looking at this specific area, looking down sight, like anything that's helps us track down those bugs. That's the kind of feedback that we really need. And so when we're going through like the previous beta period or this beta period, if you guys are reporting bugs or are submitting your feedback, the more specific you can get, the easier it is to follow up on it. So yeah, just give you guys that feedback. But yeah, I mean, we appreciate everybody's feedback. I would never say that there's too much whining for the community or anything like that, because we want to listen to our community. But yeah, it just constructing feedback in a way that helps us. Sometimes I have to convey that to people. So yeah, saying where it is, being as specific as possible, where you saw slowdowns or where you saw a specific bug, taking screenshots or video, it all helps us. And yeah, we are during the beta period, so we'll be able to do screenshots and video when you're when you're displaying some of these things, and let us know about them. Let's see. Will the restricted area be adjusted to be less annoying and intrusive? I guess I'd have to know specifics about like the map on the restricted area. Annoying or intrusive? I mean, it's basically there to stop spawn camping, which is pretty annoying and intrusive unto itself. So that's kind of a constant balance. Either you try to limit the area in which people can be, or you try to limit or like make people invincible as they're coming out of spawn, which doesn't make doesn't work for that well in a lot of circumstances when you're on the last objective. There's all sorts of ways that the games have handled it, but yeah, if you guys have specific feedback of what you want to see in terms of restricted areas, let us know that. It makes it a lot easier for us to get ideas for what the community wants. The intrusiveness of the restricted area, for me anyways, is how quickly you put your gun down. In my experience, your gun gets put down as fast as you realize you're out of bounds, and it's gotten me killed more than the original Insurgency. Well, why are you on their side of the map in their spawn, man? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Some of it is map memorization too, I guess. But yeah, like there might be ways we can convey that a little bit easier, but you're not going to be shooting anybody in the restricted area no matter what. I guess we could alert you as you're getting close to a restricted area. But yeah, I mean, any ideas that you have, let us know. Let's see. Will there be custom private hostable servers like we currently have in Insurgency? Yeah, so yeah, I went over that previously, but yeah, we'll let you guys know information on about hosting servers as we get closer to launch. All right, so I'm gonna come back to questions a bit. I think I'm just gonna play around right now. I'm gonna take my let's play as my Canadian theme guy. Got our got a little bit of denim on, got kind of the lumberjack shirt. All right, I'll just switch over so you guys can see. Let's see. Frag. And let's take a smoke. Okay. So I'm playing a bot game right now because obviously we don't have, well, the beta isn't open. Next week, when the beta is open, we should have another live stream, and yeah, I'll be able to do some PvP. But right now, it's kind of I'd have to set up a bunch of internal testers to go do that, and kind of don't want to interrupt them on their day every day, considering the amount of testing that they do for us. So we'll play a bot game. 2 down. Let's move up. Okay, so we're going in through the front side. We're gonna have to look this way to see if there's anybody. Somebody's in here to the right. Oh.
Fuck! I'm with you! I'm with you!
Yeah, sorry I shot you. The guy was right in front of you, though. Can I play beta now? No, this isn't the beta. This is our internal build.
Nice work!
So yeah, unless you're on our internal testing team, you can't play beta until next week. Should be around noon Eastern on the 30th. A little bit worried about this door. Oh, I got him before the bomb. Sounds like gas, or no, smoke. Let's see. Oh, God. How the hell did he get so close? Oh, need to go. I don't think the bots can see me because of the smoke. But that's bad right now. Throw it over to where I thought they were.
Enemies close.
Hey, they're taking Alpha!
Oh no. There we go. Yeah, game doesn't even open now. That's because the beta, our previous beta has ended while we're doing internal fixes, which we're getting done in the build I'm currently showing you. And then you guys get to play again on the 30th. Oh man. Is he in there? Yup. Alright, let's move up. Probably should have reloaded at that ammo crate.
Let's do it.
Okay, he's rigging it. Check our flank. Oh no. No, I reloaded.
Understood. On their way now. This is Assassin. We're here.
Well, hang on, I just saw a question. Will the game support MSI Afterburner, Riveturner, NZXT Cam, and other FPS overlays? Think guys give specific information on performance? I don't know if we specifically support them. Like, it's not like we've tested them. However, we do have like an in-game FPS counter. I'm not saying that it won't work. I just don't know. I've never tried using them. And like us supporting third parties is a lot harder than third parties supporting like a game like us. All right, team. Look at Ah! These guys.
Ah, shit! They have a lot of things!
I guess I'll do it then. You guys are just sitting on your asses laying down.
Okay, they're coming back.
Explosive
They're
down!
done. Station out.
Copy, Roger, thanks.
Now you get out of here as soon as I put out the slow explosives. I see how it is. You lay down on the job. Ah, too close. There goes one death. Alright, let's move up. Hopefully I took out some of the my own teammate bots, because they were laying down on the job for that. Ooh.
Incoming!
All right.
Not going out!
Get away from it!
Oh, yeah, looks like somebody's in there. Have to go upstairs on this objective. Now, if I could only remember where the goddamn stairs are. Where are the stairs? Obviously, I haven't memorized this map enough. There they are.
Alright, taking Charlie!
Shit! Man down!
No! Should have switched faster. Alright. I think the studio nailed it to release Insurgency free to keep forever last week on Steam. Otherwise, I'd never heard of this. Yeah, if you haven't tried Insurgency before, we've been around for a long time. Started off as a mod, released as a full game about 4 years ago. And yeah, we now have a Unreal 4 game. Be releasing on consoles next year. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's been a long road, and you get to see kind of the really fun part now that we've gotten through. A lot of what we consider like the early indie phase type of stuff right here. Okay. I think that's the guy that killed me. But there's still one more up here.
We are capturing Charlie! I'm on Charlie!
Where the hell is this guy?
Stop!
Oh.
Machine gun! Machine gun!
Whoa, I could barely see his head. Alright.
Loading!
Okay. There we go. Alright, on to D.
We got it!
And let's definitely resupply.
We could really use the gun.
Whoa, nice grenade. Didn't even see that land.
I'm going round. Yalla, yalla.
Yeah, I'm just playing against bots right now.
Fucking spread it out.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to set up a multiplayer when it's just an internal build.
They're down. Got him.
Let's see how good my aim is.
Welcome, Zihu, Zihu. Do you hear that? No, no. I'm going round, okay? Watch out! Hey, watch out, machine gun! All right, wait, reloading.
Go drones.
Magenta.
I can abrir la toile, Véro.
One more. Okay. I guess I didn't finish him. So yeah, after I'm done this round, we'll get back to some more, well, consistent questions.
Great, we got
You
that
did
now.
it. You did it.
Oh no, defend.
Shit!
I gotta find a better spot.
Mortars incoming!
Okay. So I got a guy that side, so I will look out this side. Oh god. Whew. Smoke strike. Forgot to close this door, that'd be a good idea. Now I can just concentrate on defending this door. Why you open my doors, dude? Why you do that? Uh-oh. That sounds sketchy.
They're dead! They're dead! I need you to call for the
To
gunship.
Echo.
Station, station! Is the gunship ready? We lost them once!
Oh man. Surprise!
Loading weapon!
He's prone there the entire time. Uh-oh. Oh! You defend that wall, dude. Oh no. He pre-fired me. Ugh. You can do this. Stay prone.
Yalla, yalla!
Yep.
There he is. Okay, move up. Our guy took a guy out. Sound with a handgun.
It's ours!
Oh no, this is a super wide open to defend.
Wait for them!
What's a good room to get in here?
Shit! Where do we go?
I guess I go like back here-ish. Still 3 doors. This place is gonna be crawling with enemies soon.
Hey! Enemies at Echo! Stop them!
Oh no. Oh, they came either side. Damn. Not my best game, but okay. Alright, let's get back out to some questions here. Night maps are not guaranteed to happen, nor are they guaranteed to not happen. There will be no night maps released, so as far as they've hinted at adding it post-release. That sounds about right. Yeah, so yeah, back taking questions. If anybody has any more questions, let me know. I'll go through as many as I can, and then yeah, we'll sign off a little bit and let you guys some prep time to get hyped for next beta, which starts on the 30th and runs for 3 straight weeks. Let's see. Test build for consoles. So we may be doing like a beta test. We have to look into all the complications. It's way harder to do any kind of testing on console than it is PC. But yeah, we'll try as hard as we can to get some testing done there if possible. But yeah, we'll have to let you guys know details of that as we get closer, if it is something that is a possibility. So any plans to look at the sport call-ins? Some felt way too weak compared to others in the last test. If there's ones that are specifically that you want to address, I would highly suggest making a thread in the focus forums. I will drop that link into chat for people that are watching live, and you can do it in the pre-order beta forum and let us know about your feedback for it, because that's the place our developers check the most. But frankly, I'm not sure if there's been any specific work on specific strikes. But yeah, we can make adjustments to it, cooldowns, damage, that sort of thing. What changes have been made for beta 2? Lots of optimization fixes, bug fixes. You're gonna get more maps. Basically, you're gonna get everything that's in the entire game, but a bit more buggy, and we're still going through some optimization stuff. We have made improvements, but yeah, we'll continue to get you guys feedback and be making changes during that beta period. It's not like the game is just going to be the final game during that beta. It's always something that we've said is that beta period is still gonna be fixing some stuff. Where can we buy Sandstorm t-shirts? So there's none available for purchase right now, but it's been something we've talked about. It really depends on demand. We have a lot of people say they want t-shirts, but will not buy them. At least that's what happened with the Insurgency. So yeah, we'll have to see what the demand is like. With the addition of female soldiers, can we expect to see child soldiers in the future? Get the hell out of here, dude. Kidding me? Is auto balance going to split friends into separate teams like it does in Insurgency? It's frustrating to play with 1 to 3 other friends and having auto balance split us up all the time. Well, the alternative is booting people off of the team that they were on to get you and your party into the game. So that's a little bit of a frustrating experience as well. And then jumping in and having like a stack of 5 people join one specific team for a period of time is probably bad for that match during that period as well, especially when it's like when waves count a lot. Like if you're playing skirmish and you only have a certain number of waves that respawn, having like one wave where the other team has 5 extra players is kind of crazy. I would love a tutorial video on strikes, and that's coming from a veteran Insurgency player. Yeah, that might be something that we can do. We are doing like featurette videos that explain some of these elements, but yeah, I'm not sure if that'll be in our actual like tutorial mission thing, but yeah, it's something that we can produce. Would you add C4? I'm not a big explosive fan, so I don't know. I prefer to keep it just grenades and rifles and handguns if it were me. But I can see why some people want it. Why is a balance part of the game the limitation of the points you can invest in your loadout, specifically talking about attachments? Because we don't want people to have like just these crazy like ideal max out weapons. We want you to balance against the actual weight requirement. So if you ever played competitive firefight, especially, one of the big metas was actually having like a semi-automatic rifle with a foregrip and having AP ammo and maybe a grenade, and that's it. No scopes, no vest. Try to keep it as light as possible. And we like that's something that we've changed with a lot of our weights for loadouts, and even gotten rid of certain loadouts like AP and HP ammo, where we want you to take the time to think about what works the best for you inside of a specific map or scenario instead of what the meta is. And that's part of the reason why weight requirement is in there. If the meta kind of shifts to players becoming really quick and quickness being a thing versus dumbing down what we have in terms of weight requirements for vests or attachments, well, then that stuff kind of comes OP. So it's an easy way for us to balance the game. Why does the game launch with 6 maps seem low? Are there plans for more playable maps after launch? Sure, yeah. Our mappers don't get time off. They're still working on stuff in the background. And all the maps that are in the game, there's still maps in the background that we've tested that we haven't shown yet. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that our team is working on. And like we said before, we'll continue to update the game for free. And yeah, you'll see a lot of new stuff, new content coming out. I'm hyped too. I saw the last trailer. My body went to hype mode. Yeah, we're getting close. It's getting exciting, especially as like next week. Basically, if you've purchased the game, then you'll be playing from from next week on, like throughout the entire continuity of the game, because the beta period leads right into the full game release. So yeah, you get to play without interruptions for the next, however long you're gonna play our game for. How about old maps? Will they be in the game? So we don't have any old maps like directly ported to the game. It is something that we've talked about internally. It's something that we've had requested, but we would have to make like adaptations to make it so that those maps can be playable with vehicles and with like larger team modes. So yeah, I'd say it is an option for us, but I know the community is going to start making some of those old maps, and I think really they should be applied to specific scenarios where they work. So I think Firefight would be a good one because you don't have vehicles to consider in that way, and the maps are only supposed to be restricted to a certain size, so that would be a good one to bring old maps back. Will there be changes from beta 2 to release? Yeah, of course. We continue to make changes. Like I said, during the 4-day beta, we made changes during that, during that actual beta. So I expect you to see lots of changes between beta and release. Did I mention anything about performance? I've talked about performance probably half this stream. But yeah, performance has improved in our internal testing since the last beta. We're going to continue to work on it during the upcoming beta. But yeah, we've seen definite performance improvements, and have identified a bunch of areas that we're still working on in terms of performance as well. Will I be able to download the game before the beta starts on the 30th so they don't have to waste time downloading when it could be playing? As far as I know, it'll only be a couple hours before. We can't pre-allocate just because we're using the final game instance of Insurgency as the one that we're using in beta, which is the one we use in previous betas. So I don't believe there will be a pre-download for this one, just like the last beta. But yeah, there'll be 3 weeks of game time, so you have plenty of time. LOL, Alex get tired of the same questions over and over again. Well, it's hard. I mean, people join streams during different times. But this information is out there in other forms too. Like, it's not something that you just have to wait for these live streams or these videos to come out with questions we've asked or answered on the Reddit AMAs. So like the very general basic questions, I'd highly suggest going to /r/insurgency. And then checking out that Reddit AMA, especially because a lot of the basic questions we went through in detail there. Does Insurgency Sandstorm have its own Discord? So we do have one for Insurgency Sandstorm, and we do have one for NWI as a whole. And both should be official at this point. So yeah, you can probably go and track those down. When will it be available for purchase? It's available for purchase right now. Starting next week, you get it to as soon as you purchase. Starting next week, you'll be able to join our next beta. And that'll run all the way up to launch, so you get to play basically from next week all the way to launch and beyond that. Hit detection fell off during beta 1 and 2 and has this been looked into, or was it just me? We get tons of reports of hit detection. Tracking it down is difficult without actual video to see it. But yeah, if you do have specific reports, especially during the next beta phase, and think that hit detection is off, let us know. Sometimes it's a netcode issue, sometimes it's an actual hit detection issue. But yeah, it's something that we constantly adjust and experiment with. You guys nailed it by releasing the game for free last week. I wouldn't have heard about SANDSTORM. Yeah, it was exciting. Having 125,000 people concurrently playing your game was kind of crazy. I think we're still up around like 6,000 or 7,000 at any given time during the day, playing the original Insurgency. So yeah, hopefully you guys test it out, get to try out that style of gameplay, and see what Insurgency is all about. Let's see. Alex, will beta 2 have to delete any file from a profile, as I kept mine from alpha to beta 1, as I thought I might delete my rank and didn't want to do that. Will beta 2 wipe my current profile for me, as during beta 1 alpha players had to do it manually because I think my XP in general was bugged? Yeah, I think that it will wipe your profile. Like all of our stats and that kind of stuff get reset. And there might be some difference as well in terms of the file, like the configuration file that you may have been using previously to the new one. So, I mean, I would always kind of start fresh between these periods. Have we thought about a story? Have you guys thought about a story mode? Yeah, we thought about a story mode for a long time, and then realized it the amount of effort that would be involved when we were doing it, and for the majority of people that love Insurgency, love it as a multiplayer game, is something that we thought about bringing to SANDSTORM later down the road as like add-on missions and that sort of thing. But we'll have to see and balance it against all the other content that we want to get out to you guys. I'm not playing right now. It's the video repeating itself right now. Yeah, I don't think like I could teleport around like this or put transitions while I'm actually playing in the background. This is our gameplay trailer in the background. Released it, I believe, during E3. And yeah, it's probably one of my favorite trailers. I've checked out the trailer released today a few times, and like previous versions when we were getting it tested out before we actually released it today. But I think the E3 one was my favorite one. Can't wait for the game. I've been playing alpha and keeps on getting better and better. Yeah, there's been steady improvements. It's harder to notice when you've been playing it for so long. But yeah, you definitely notice improvements. And certain things, I mean, they make big changes that affect gameplay and big meta shifts when you're playing. I remember playing really early on, and there'd be things that get added, and it kind of like breaks the game. And yeah, it's kind of cool to see it getting in a more polished state. Is your team at Gamescom right now? Yeah, they'll be there. I think they just finished up for the day right before the stream started. But yeah, I think they're there tomorrow and Saturday. I believe that's when Gamescom runs till. So yeah, if you're in the area, stop by the booth. I believe it's in Cologne, Germany. So yeah, it's exciting. It's a big event. It's just massive in terms of the amount of like floor space that's used up by game companies at those types of things. Will there ever be security force factions from different countries? So we don't specify the countries that people are coming from. Obviously, we have people speak English for most of our characters on the security side. But the thing we found out during Day of Infamy is, if you never played Day of Infamy before, you've got factions from all sorts of different countries, and all it did was make it so that more people wanted their specific country, and that's all we got requests for was specific countries. So I think we'd much rather put in, I don't know, maybe we'll do badges for countries so people can represent their country with a badge or that sort of thing. But I don't know about adding like specific countries stuff besides maybe options for uniforms or that sort of thing. What's Alex's role at NWI? I am the community manager. So what the community manager does is I talk to our community. I'll answer forum posts, Twitter, Facebook messages, Reddit, and I'll work with like third-party community members as well. Like I work with our competitive community. I actually play in a lot of competitive games with those guys and help them set up and promote tournaments and all sorts of stuff. So part of live streams is part of my gig as well, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun kind of being in a middle ground between like our gaming community and our development team. And I've always found and told people, like, I kind of have to put myself in the position where I have to advocate for the things that you guys want, and I also have to advocate for the things that developers like can do. So yeah, it's kind of like a middle ground between the development team and you guys, the community. And yeah, kind of communicating what both sides want or what both sides are saying consistently. So happy to get in. Don't worry though. Anything that was in the alpha is most likely to be in the beta 2. Yeah, almost everything that's in the alpha is in beta 2. I think the only thing really under NDA in the alpha at this point is like the screenshots and video thing. So those are the only things that are under NDA if you were in the alpha. Let's see. AKA all the bugs are under NDA. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I have an NDA for. But early on is to protect specific features, because features have been added and removed since that point too. So yeah, everybody that's in our internal testing as well, were under NDA and are under NDA, so they're not talking about like future features. But yeah, it's just a way so that so people don't get like the wrong idea about our game. Favorite bug that got squashed? My favorite bug ever, I've talked about it on the stream a few times before, is that the physics in games, especially early on, get really crazy. And when you have like a really good physics system, like in the Unreal Engine. So I remember early on there was this one bug where if you like two guys are standing on a pickup truck and the pickup truck's like this, one guy jumps on like the hood of the pickup truck, and there's a guy sitting on the back. Guy that jumped on the hood, like it would only move the truck like slightly, like it would just rock a little bit, but the guy on the back would just go flying like 100 feet in the air. And that one was amazing. All sorts of physics ones are the ones that I remember the best. The other one that's pretty hilarious is I remember early on when we were getting like helicopters and that sort of thing working correctly, like the AI working, you'd have when a helicopter actually got shot down, the animation would slow to like, I don't know, 1/100th of the speed. So the helicopter would basically explode and fall in slow motion for a period of what seemed like 5 minutes. And so you just look up at the sky at any given point, and there'd just be this slow motion helicopter falling, like incredibly slow, just blowing up. It was pretty hilarious. We'll get a console commands back. Yeah, that's in the plan. Can you play offline? I travel for work and don't have Wi-Fi or internet access sometimes. I'm not sure exactly how offline works with Steam, but there's definitely, you can play offline with box. I was just playing in a bot mode right there without actually connecting to a server. So I believe it's possible. I just don't know about the Steam complications of that. Do I have statistics to see how many people that have pre-ordered the game so far? Yeah, we do have some background statistics. We've been pretty happy with pre-orders so far. It's been good. Yeah, it's exciting to see a lot of people playing the game. I know that there was a big bump during when Insurgency went free for that 48-hour stretch, and definitely a big bump after we released the gameplay trailer that is run in the background here. So every single thing that we do, I know that there's going to be a big bump for the next beta. I mean, it's 3 weeks of testing, not just like a 4-day stretch. So if your friends are excited to get into it, I mean, this is really the best time to get it into Sandstorm. You get 3 weeks to play the game, to try it out, and then you get to actually play the game when it launches and get all the discounts. So yeah, it's been good so far, and we've been happy with it. Will there be LAN parties available? I think you still have to have an internet connection to authenticate Steam, but yeah, you should be able to play it in somewhat a LAN environment. You just have to host a custom server on a LAN instead of like host it on well, yeah, host custom server on a LAN instead of hosting on the internet, basically. Will the ranking system be in beta 2? Sorry if you answered that question already. I know it will be refined. I've got to double check on the exact implementation of the ranking system. Definitely there for launch though. The badge idea would be great. I put the Canadian 1994 World Triple Gold jersey as my emblem in Battlefield 4. That is pretty hilarious. Yeah, I think that would be a cool addition. I mean, it's not something that I'm saying is guaranteed to add, but I think it would be pretty easy and fun to do. Are you happy with the current gameplay concerning air support? Personally, I didn't like the experience of constant airstrikes in the alpha and beta. Same dislike I felt in Day of Infamy. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, custom servers, you should have the ability to turn some of that off as well. Like certain servers probably won't have it, but in general, we like the impact. If we think that there's too much of it, we can always adjust the timers for it. Some stuff like smoke, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to complain about unless like the entire level becomes like Snoop Dogg's house. But let's see. I hope somebody will remake Ministry for Sandstorm. Yeah, Ministry is definitely a very popular map. I would actually like to see that done as well. Who knows? Maybe one of our team members would do it, or maybe one of the community members would do it. But yeah, I definitely like that playing that map, especially on skirmish and firefight. Let's see. Yeah, custom custom game servers should be something that that we can get into, where you can change settings and that sort of thing. I have to double check on all the settings limitations for custom servers, but yeah, custom servers are in the plans. Enable players to Insurgent forces to choose a class such as Suicide Bomber, please. I don't think that's in the plan, no. Knife-only servers confirmed. I mean, you guys can always make a gentleman's agreement to do some of these things, too. 1v1 knife me Pange. Yeah. Alex, not sure if this answered. Restricted areas appear on the map as an insurgency source, as this was missing in the beta. Helps to know where can and can't go. Just because I'm getting a million questions and won't be able to remember it to give feedback to the team, throw that in the focus forums. Anything that you guys have in terms of suggestions, please put it in those forums, because that is where the team is looking for feedback during like the tests and that sort of thing. So if you don't see it in there during the next beta phase or that sort of thing, definitely put it in there, because yeah, that's where the team will be looking. I get a billion questions, a billion pieces of feedback during streams like this, so remembering all of it is kind of difficult, but yeah, just to flesh out your idea, get more people's support behind it, so we can see how many people are well, how many people support your idea or your suggestion. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap up there. So this time next week, we should be in the pre-order beta 2 for anybody that has purchased Insurgency. You'll be able to play for 3 weeks, so the 30th to the 18th, and then we get into full launch time. So I know starting next week it's going to be really busy for me. Going to be a lot of people playing in game, definitely a lot of feedback. Excited to hear you guys' feedback on the game. Big shout out to the rest of the team that is in Gamescom showing off our games right now. If you're in Germany, definitely go and check out definitely go check out us at Gamescom. Go support the team. Go meet Mikey and Johnny. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for stopping by today, for asking questions. If you have any more questions, you can throw them in the bottom of this video when it goes up on YouTube. You can definitely throw it in our forums or our Steam discussions, and yeah, I'll try to get to as many people as possible with those questions. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. And I think I'm gonna lead out with the Gamescom's trailer one more time, so we get a little bit more hype. But thanks for joining us, guys.